Hey guys, and welcome back to the second HFC Disneython. Today we're going to be watching The Princess and the Frog. I am joined by Richie and Mexi, and we're just going to get right on into it. Everything you guys need sync-wise will be in the video description, so here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Okie dokie, The Princess and the Frog. Notable for two reasons. Number one, it was pretty much the last, or at the very least, the latest, hand-drawn piece of animation to come out of Disney. Secondly, notable for having the first black Disney princess in the form of Tiana.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
Yes.
I mean, it's honestly a good thing, and thankfully they did it right before that whole, cesspool known as Tumblr started really hitting it off.
Oh,
so.
jeez, yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. Although, even then, the film did still cause controversy.
Well, originally wasn't Tiana going to be like... what? I forget the role exactly, but it certainly wasn't a waitress, I know that much.
You mean the help?
Ah, yes, a chambermaid, there we go.
No. It's America in the South in the 20s. It was referred to as the help.
And there are, subtle hints of racism throughout the film. They did as much as they could, get away with, I think, while still presenting it all Disney and family-friendly.
It is Disney, but at the same time, you can't, wash it clean of all of it, because, that's part of who she is. That's part of the story of Black America in the South. If you make it too cutesy, then people are mad because that's not how it was. It takes away from the character and the culture of it all. And then if you throw it all in, then it's a bit too dark for Disney there. So I think they did enough to show that the struggles existed, but they kept it, I don't know, at least it's to the point that you can learn from them.
Right.
And then that kids can actually grasp it without, being traumatized by it.
Well, I suppose it's palatable, which is not necessarily what you want to be making it, but when you're trying to convey difficult issues to a younger audience, making it palatable is generally the best way to go about it. It's the same thing that obviously Zootopia / Zootropolis does with the idea of racism today. It deals with it in a way that is palatable to a younger audience, and therefore it gives them a stepping stone to be able to understand the actual issue.
Damn, man, I thought we were going to get into this stuff halfway through the movie, but basically The Princess and the Frog is based on the Brothers Grimm fairy tale The Frog Prince. I imagine a lot of you around our age will have grown up knowing of this at the very least, much like stuff like The Swan Princess and whatnot.
I literally have my copy of Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales in my hands.
Wow, okay.
And for some weird reason in my book, it's translated as The Frog King or Iron Henry.
Right.
How very strange.
Yeah, apparently for sometimes they tie Iron Henry to the very end. Yeah, well, because to be fair, Iron Henry has no plot. It's literally just this dude had a cage around his heart.
Uh-huh.
It'd probably be because the German title, so the original title for the story, was... This is me trying to do German, it's not going to go very well, but Der Froschkönig oder der Eisem Heinrich. So it is literally the Frog King or the Iron Heinrich.
Okay. Yeah, and really huge liberties here. I know Disney, Ariel doesn't turn into bubbles, the Beast and Beauty ended up hitting off really quite well, but with this is probably way more off the mark than the original Grimm tale, because with that one, it's just, the girl just wants the frog's goodies, and then and then she throws it against the wall.
Yeah, wow, okay.
Well, you say that, but according to Wikipedia, I don't know how true the information is, but The Princess and the Frog is also loosely based on The Frog Princess, which is a children's novel by Edie Baker, which was first published in 2002, which follows, very roughly, the plot of The Princess and the Frog.
I'd see it as just one based off the other. It's storytelling. Come on, Richie, you know this shit.
Exactly.
The idea of gumbo has always appealed to me, but I'm whiter than freshly dropped snow, so I've never really tasted any myself.
I'll explain it here. You guys, so Ratatouille, Po people food, That's what it is.
Okay.
It's all... That's the thing about a lot of Southern cuisine, or the Southern cuisine that is stuck around, is that its roots are heavily based in either Southern poverty or based in Southern slavery. I mean, again, like, you can't... They're very tied together. You can't just separate one from the other.
Yeah.
Cajun cookie, it's very famous for having the 3 vegetables, peppers, okra, and celery, I think, is the 3rd. And then gumbo at that point is just whatever you can scrounge together and throw into a soup. I personally like with shrimp, but that's also because I am... Oh, sorry. The holy trinity of Cajun, it's onions, bell peppers, and celery. That's what the 3 are. My bad. But yeah, I like seafood because I'm obsessed with that shit.
Alright, a little bit of voice acting trivia for you now. Tiana's dad, if I can scroll down and find it. There's a lot of famous black roles in this movie. It's you've got Keith David, you've got Jennifer Lewis as a character we'll be seeing later in the movie. Who is Tiana's father, Richie? Because I'm having trouble finding it on the list here. Oh, Terrence Howard. There we go.
Yes.
Good shit, man.
And Tiana's mother, Eudora, is voiced by Oprah Winfrey.
Of course she is.
Which is so cool.
Oprah.
Motherfucking Oprah.
Oprah!
In my Disney movie.
Can I just say that young Tiana is probably the best character? She's so real. She gives no shit.
Not quite Lilo levels of awesome, but getting there, I suppose. Almost there. I'm getting you back for that fucking joke you made in the Skype chat before we started, Reggie.
I mean, it's the joke that you need to do whenever you're dealing with The Princess and the Frog, because it kind of is the best song in the movie.
It's one of them at the very least. I love her accent in this movie. I don't know.
I mean, I just love her voice in general, because, I mean, she's voiced by Anika Noni Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And, she just kills it.
Would I know her from any other roles?
So she is in Dreamgirls as Laurel Robinson.
Uh-huh.
And she has been in numerous other Broadway roles, so she's nominally a Broadway actress.
She was Kizzy in Roots as well.
Yes. I mean, I think, if I recall correctly, I'm not 100% sure on this, but the role of Tiana was offered to Beyonce.
Uh-huh.
But she turned it down for whatever reason.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I think someone as big as Beyonce probably would have, overshadowed the film more than it needed to. I'm glad they went with a slightly smaller person for the role.
Yeah, smaller, relatively, to Beyonce, yes.
More grounded is what I should say.
I mean, it might not have been Beyonce. I just remember hearing that.
Uh-huh.
But apparently also Jennifer Hudson was in the talks for the role. And potentially also Alicia Keys.
Okay.
As well as Tyra Banks. But obviously, in the end, it went to Anika Noni Rose. And, yeah, I think she was certainly the best choice for the role of Tiana. Because she's got a damn set of lungs on her.
Always gotta go with those Broadway people first.
Well, it harkens back to the Disney Renaissance and whatnot.
If we can make Broadway better by doing Broadway better, then we'll just have Broadway in our movies, and that makes our movies better.
Put a bit of southern, jazz in there, a bit of Cajun, it's all good.
Oh yeah, they worked really hard on trying to incorporate pretty much every Southern style of music in this soundtrack, because we'll get to it, that it's not just set to Southern jazz. I mean, you throw in Southern gospel that we'll see later on, which, again, it's really an interesting thing. Just Southern culture is very cohesive. Everything fits for reasons. I mean, Southern black cuisine ties together with Southern black religion, which ties together with Southern black... It's just, it all comes together, and it's really... anthropologically, Southern culture is great to study if you've ever, seen the history of it all. Like, you see exactly where everything started, where everything came from. Everything is so very well preserved when it comes to culture.
Well, I mean, I suppose part of that is because the culture was formed relatively recently in the grand scheme of history.
Yeah, well, as American, everything I know is relatively new. All right, we don't.
Ain't gonna be like compete against the Anglo-Saxons in terms of like historical relevancy anytime soon.
Nothing outside my house is more than like 1,000 years old. Okay, let's put that into perspective. This may seem very weird to you two, but
yeah, you're keeping it too real, right? So this is the crux of Tiana's character. I don't really care if I'm using that word wrong or not. I'm going to keep on using it. She's a workaholic. You saw her saving up for her own restaurant. She's working all hours of the day. She comes home, she has like a 5-second nap, gets up, goes out to work. Basically like that one episode of The Simpsons where I think Homer's trying to buy Lisa a pony or like keep it paid for and whatnot. And this is motherfucking John Goodman as like Tiana's friend's father. He's like, what, the mayor of the town or something?
So he's a very wealthy Southern Sugar mill owner.
Ah, okay.
So, technically, he's part of the whole thing that, caused slavery. Obviously, it's much further down the line.
Yeah.
But it's still the whole thing of the sugar plants and all of that. So, I mean, it's a very mature thing to do, really, for Disney, like to touch on that in such a way.
John Goodman as Eli Big Daddy, in quotation marks, LaBeouf. And you have Jennifer Cody as Charlotte Lottie LaBeouf, a wealthy southern debutante and Tiana's best friend since childhood who dreams of marrying a prince. And what I actually like about this character, which I kind of don't with like similar versions of the character in other films, is that she's spoiled sweet, and she's very, like, if ever, rude to people around her. She's more obnoxious than anything.
She's just spoiled. Like, I know people like that. That's like, they're spoiled, but they're not spoiled rotten. It's like, normally you see spoiled and it goes hand in hand with being spoiled rotten, but she just doesn't know. It's pure harmless ignorance that everyone else's life is not quite on the level as her own, but
yeah.
She doesn't put that against other people.
Yeah, she's also hilarious. She has some of the more funny moments in the film.
Yes. Like, she's got so much sass, it's perfect. I'm pretty sure she's also probably the master of the side eye throughout the film.
Oh, here we go. The grand, well, in quotation marks, opening of the restaurant. It's all Tiana's now.
And also we're about to get the big Broadway solo number.
Mm-hmm. Richie, tell me a little bit about the people who composed for the film. I imagine like Randy Newman came back to do his thing.
So, yes, Randy Newman did all of the music for the film.
Nice.
Obviously, he is generally quite focused in that style of music. But also he got the Dirty Dozen Brass Band in to do the film's opening number, with famous New Orleans singer Dr. John singing, at least for, I think, when it was done during a shareholder meeting.
Business.
Yeah.
Well, Kingdom Hearts started in an elevator.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
That's very true. So there's a whole bunch of fun stuff there.
I just like the idea of like this dull and dusty boardroom meeting breaking out into southern jazz all of a sudden.
Excuse me though, but Oprah, really? We're gonna be talking to the young lady about how she needs to hold up on the business aspect. Settle down with a man. Are we really, Oprah? Are we sure we're the one we should be giving this talk to? Are we sure we're the one?
Yeah, I think that was meant to be an ironic, like, in-joke or something.
But to be fair, that's one thing I don't like about the movie, that I am all for pre-Epiphany Tiana. I mean, get your shit done, work hard, get what you want. Like, you don't need no man, you don't need no love, get you that money.
Mm-hmm,
like, come on! I get, like, Disney is trying to show, like, love, period, but, like, she has love. She has her mom. She has friends and people who care about her. So she has love. It's just she doesn't have romantic monogamous love. So it's like, what's the problem here?
Yeah. To be fair though, and not to give anything away, it does kind of like strike a balance at the end. So I think like the message gets slightly muddied until the end where it kind of clears up. But we have to talk about this. This animation style is fucking gorgeous.
Oh, hell yes.
Tell us a little bit about it, Rich.
Yes, because I'm an expert in all styles of art.
Well, of course you are. That's why I threw it over to you.
I mean, obviously it's based on the poster that was done for... that her father gave her and stuff. And so it's Art Deco style. There we go.
Love that shit.
And yeah, Art Deco is pretty awesome and a very famous art style. It's basically a style of visual arts that first appeared in France just before World War One, and then influenced a whole bunch of things afterwards.
Of course, we know that World War One has happened in the Disney universe because that was where her father earned that distinguished War Cross.
Uh-huh. I mean, basically, it features geometric shapes, clear and precise lines, and decoration which is attached to the structure, and generally comes in the form of metal or ceramic sculptures, and it's combined with modernist styles with fine craftsmanship and rich material. So it's kind of a whole thing of luxury, glamour, exuberance, and faith in social and technological progress.
I just think it looks darn purdy, and that was a grand song, so it was almost there. I don't know if I'd say it's my favourite. I think my favourite might be either the villain song or the intro song or the reprise.
I think it is probably my favourite, but that's largely just because I love the big Broadway belters. That's where my favourite Disney songs tend to lie.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's the reason why Let It Go is one of my favourite songs in Frozen. Obviously, overplayed, overloved, but it's got that oomph behind it that you just can't help but love.
Dance with me, fat man.
Dance the dance of life. Alright, this is I don't know, prince for the movie, I guess.
He is a prince.
Well, technically a prince. Let's see, where is his friggin' name? I can find you, I can find anyone.
Prince Naveen.
Of?
Fake Manistan.
Pretty much, yeah.
Maldonia.
That's not a country, you made up a country.
Well, that's what it says on Wikipedia.
Shit doesn't exist. That's like Czechoslovakia, or Yugoslavia, or Congo. Those don't exist.
Congo doesn't exist, but the Democratic Republic of Congo does.
Oh, you've set him off now, Maxie. You're gonna get a whole history lesson now.
Oh no, I'm all about that.
Naveen here is voiced by Bruno Campos. The name rings a bell, but for the life of me, I can't remember anything he's from. Let me just bring up his IMDb.
Nip tuck.
Here. He was in The Cleveland Show, Private Practice, Ghost Whisperer, Royal Pains, Castle. God, he's been in a lot. Numbers, CSI, Cold Case, Blue Moon, Nick Tuck, like Mexi just said, as Dr. Quentin Costa. Boston Legal, love that shit. ER, Will and Grace. Damn, man, he goes back further than I do. God damn.
There's a lot of TV shit. But, wait, so they confirmed Princess and the Frog for Kingdom Hearts 3?
No. Not yet, they haven't, but it is on the Wikipedia page for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I guess that just goes to show that Wikipedia isn't always correct with certain bits of information, especially when it's things coming soon, but still, we have this excellent villain song.
Keith David does his own singing, and it is as glorious as you would think it would be.
I hope you guys like the color purple as much as I do.
I fucking love the colour purple, mate.
That was also meant to be a joke.
Okay.
I mean, something that I do think is quite cool is that, obviously, you've got your greens, your purples, your blacks, which are your common Disney villain colours.
Mm-hmm.
But this song really goes hard on it, because you get lots of purple, and we're going to get some really fascinating greens coming up later, which we do get a bit of purple, but this is probably the most purple that a Disney villain has ever gone outside of Ursula.
It's a motif for sure, yeah. I just love how snake-like he is, and he's got the shadow that moves on his own. We're going to see some serious voodoo here, some mojo going on.
That hoodoo you do.
Mm-hmm.
I have a bit personal of a history of hoodoo, but that's mostly just because my family back in Puerto Rico, some of them are practitioners of the Santorin faith, which has close ties to Southern Creole voodoo.
Okay.
Both originating from African slaves bringing Western religions to the Caribbean and the South.
Okay.
But this guy obviously being a deep practitioner of black voodoo.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a lot of people don't really see that there's much of a distinction, but there is a huge line drawn between whether it's things like voodoo white, voodoo black, Santeria blanc, and Santeria negra.
I mean, there's just like white magic and black magic.
It is literally, that is literally the line. I mean, white practitioners tend to be things like love potions, health potions. They're pretty much apothecaries. They're basically. While your black practitioners, those are curses, hexes. I don't know where the line is different between voodoo and Santeria, but I know in Santeria the big dealio is that since it is tied with Catholicism, you actually have the Christian god, and then under him he has demigods that you invoke energy from, and that energy is invoked through sacrifices.
Oh man, I kind of wish I'd seen this on like the big screen, because oh my god, the explosion of like colours and different shapes and whatnot, just everything going on is nuts.
I mean, I think this particular sequence is probably what makes this song quite so memorable, because I mean, just look at that. That shot is just stunning.
Wasn't this added at like the last moment? I could have sworn there was like a different version of the movie where this transformation sequence was not included here, like this whole dance number.
Potentially. I mean, obviously films go through a ridiculous number of changes, and sometimes they are very, very last minute.
But yeah, Dr. Facilier, the Shadow Man. I wouldn't say he's one of the best Disney villains ever, but in the context of the movie, he's extremely entertaining, and anyone voiced by Keith David gets an instant S rank in my book.
I think he has the best style, and like I don't mean that like fashion. I mean like in terms of like the style with his song and everything.
Yeah, I would say Hades comes close, but ironically, Hades never got a number like a song.
I know it's the disappointing thing, but then again, has James Woods done any singing at all in his career?
I don't think he likes it.
Do we want James Woods to sing?
It's true.
Typical princess. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of the brat now.
It's okay. Well, yeah. The thing I also like too is that you can also see her as an example of what girls growing up on Disney movies could turn out to be.
Ooh,
the whole
yeah.
criticism there.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, if you let your daughter watch Disney movies, it's terrible for them. It's like, is it really that bad? Is it really?
If they choose to turn into that, that's their choice. So I would just present, like, the son or the daughter with whatever, and if they choose to like it, they choose to like it.
Also, pocket glitter, a necessity for anyone.
I mean, I think it's an interesting dynamic, because obviously Charlotte is very much she's the one who's classified as being the princess because she's the one who comes from the family with money. However, her personality isn't very princess-like. It's
probably realistically princessy, but not Disney princessy.
Yes. Whereas Tiana obviously is not a princess in terms of her status, but in terms of her personality, in that she's calm, serene, she's got an elegance about everything she does. She's more stereotypically princessy in terms of her personality.
Oh, she got that grace alright.
Exactly, so it's a case of nature versus nurture and all that sort of jazz with what makes someone noble? Is it their history or is it their personality?
It's definitely something you could see that they were trying to do with this movie, with trying to shake up the princess formula beyond just the racial issue. It is also just who is a Disney princess? What is a Disney princess? And so, a working class girl with dreams and ambition who works hard for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is definitely something that you can tell that they probably had in the back of their mind throughout the entire development process, and especially early on with who they wanted Tiana to be.
I mean, it's something that they have gone on to do throughout their films, because Rapunzel's, while still a bit of your stereotypical Disney princess, she's much more active in how she deals with things, and they twisted things there. Frozen obviously majorly twisted the tropes to try and do a princess who doesn't have a love interest and all of that, and playing on the Disney tropes of falling in love within 5 seconds. And they're going to go further with Moana in what has been said to be a Disney princess without a love interest.
Yeah, it's more of an adventure
an entire film. It's just an adventure film, yeah. So I think it's good because starting from here, Disney have started to try to be really clever with all the stuff that they're doing so that it's just not typical. There's something new, there's something fresh and interesting about all of it.
And that's one thing I like about this movie is definitely its legacy, because that's something that really got me about Frozen 2 was when it came out. It was like, best Disney movie to come out in 20 years. It's like, really, guys? Because we just had 2 really, really good ones. What the fuck happened to those? But I do like how at least now people are starting to recognize that Princess and the Frog started a legacy, or that legacy is starting to form, and people can see the pattern that Princess and the Frog started.
I mean, I think the reason why Princess and the Frog doesn't get spoken of in quite the same way as, say, Tangled or Frozen is because it's the bigger picture of the film itself. It has arguably a weaker second 2/3 than Tangled or Frozen.
Uh-huh.
It ends up being, I remember when I first watched it, I felt a little bit bored, to be fair.
Oh, and here's the pivot. Here we go.
Yeah. I don't know, I didn't enjoy Princess and the Frog quite as much as I wanted to, and I think that is the same across quite a few people. I don't know why, but I think that's where it struggles to be as well beloved as, say, Tangled or Frozen.
I would also say something too with the soundtrack is that Princess and the Frog had a mission with their soundtrack, was to capture the essence of the South in the various styles. The thing is, you go to Tangled, kind of, and then with Frozen, oh yeah, they went with the, can we make this song as catchy as possible? They went, Frozen, half of their songs are in the stereotypical, pop star key signature to make it as catchy as humanly possible.
Mm-hmm.
Princess and the Frog, with its stylized choice in genre, doesn't really lend itself to being in those key signatures, to being in those compositional forms. But they're more authentic. And like I said, with Tangled and Frozen, since they weren't trying to capture a specific style, they could go with songs more popular to the modern ear, so the soundtracks stick with people, so people are having to buy the soundtrack for their kids and have it play 50 fucking times a day. But with Princess and the Frog, there's no songs like that. They're not composed everywhere. They're composed in the authentic southern style. So people are like, it's realer, but not as catchy. So everyone's not singing them. So everyone's like, it wasn't that good. Because for most people, catchy equals good.
I mean, I think it depends on the song. In some instances, a catchy song is excellent. In some instances, a catchy song is not so good. Obviously, it's easier to create a catchy song than it is to create a phenomenal song. But I think it's just in terms of, either message or whatever. But either way, we are about to get the key twist of The Princess and the Frog right now.
I have to say, I didn't really see it coming.
Do it.
And here we go. You think he's gonna turn back, but no, Tiana just blows the fuck up instead.
The title has lied to me. I was promised one princess, one frog, but instead I have frogs and no princess.
Yeah, that's right.
Trailer shots everywhere. No, that's just the southern humidity.
That slime will never turn up again in the course of the movie. It's just for
It's
that
very
scene.
true, yes.
Nice. Yeah, get down.
Why wouldn't you have hired the people to play that music in the first place?
I'm not getting paid enough.
Well, I mean, also, it was meant to be some sort of medieval banquet, despite, the fact of there are at least a few people who are dressed as, Greeks, or whatever.
Well, it's like those assholes that go to Ren fairs dressed as pirates.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I get it, it's technically time appropriate, whatever, but wait for Pirate Fest, don't do it at a Ren fair. Ass munch.
Yeah, come as a knight or something, Jesus. I mean, who doesn't want to be a knight?
Sure.
Okay, Maxie, okay.
That whole chivalry code is kind of bogus, bro.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, get wrecked.
Serves them right for selling the restaurant to somebody else. That's what they did, wasn't it?
Because Tiana she only made that down payment, she still needed to continue making payment on the estate. They instead sold it to another buyer who was able to pay for the entire property in full.
And I bet they wouldn't have given her, an extension or anything given the time period.
It's subtlety. The fact that real estate deals made... Yeah, it's one of those things that an adult can pick up. A kid just sees, oh man, banks are evil, which... Good lesson to teach your children. Make sure that's ingrained into their brain, as that is probably the most true Disney will ever get. But the adult can see the subtle undertext of the racism in this movie.
Jesus,
yeah. It's there. Look, you can't argue that it is there. The bank is not just evil because they're a bank. All right.
I could just listen to Keith David all day, and I swear to God, I want gargoyles in Kingdom Hearts at one point, okay?
Maybe Kingdom Hearts 4, Tom.
Oh yes, the start of a new saga.
Yeah, maybe never, but we'll see what happens.
Well, that was a bit of a leap.
Why are you guys even caring about video games right now? God.
Well, it's because HellfireComms was founded on Kingdom Hearts.
Well, I wouldn't put it that way.
Well, it was founded on Kingdom Hearts and Sonic.
There you go.
So it's kind of it's the mission of HellfireComms to deal with Kingdom Hearts. So whenever the opportunity arises to mention it, it's gonna happen.
Okay, so dealing with plot and whatnot now. Naveen's servant basically wants Naveen's power. He's using some kind of juju that requires Naveen's blood periodically, because obviously it drains the thing, in order to power it. And they're both frogs now. Naveen and Tiana both.
And this is where the film gets notably weaker.
Ew.
Is this where the film turns into Brother Bear?
Oh, God. We covered that recently at the time of this recording, actually.
Yeah, and to be
I'm
fair...
so sorry.
Have you seen that image where it's what's the connecting thread between these three characters? And you've got the main character of Brother Bear, you've got Tiana, and you've got Cusco from The Emperor's New Groove. What's the thing that ties all these characters together? They're all people of colour.
Oh god, yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why they have minorities and whatnot turn into animals.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I suppose that is certainly something that did get ire thrown at Disney, because a lot of people were very much just like, come on, this is the first black Disney princess, and he spends most of the movie as a bloody frog. Mm-hmm. What are you doing, Disney?
Yeah, I mean, it would make less sense for her to turn into a toad, don't you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, it makes sense in terms of the narrative of the story. Narrative of the film. But I think, it's certainly a viable complaint, because the weakest part of the film is when they're both frogs. So, it's like, I think there could have been a better way of dealing with all of this.
We could consider, at this point, Disney knows its demographic. It knows that most of the people watching its movie are of a certain inclination, shall we say.
Uh-huh.
And that inclination gears towards species of a kingdom of animals. What I'm trying to say is that Princess and the Frog appeals to furries.
Okay. But no, I would say Zootopia appeals to furries more than this does.
Yeah.
This is more to scalies if you want to get pedantic.
Yeah.
Feeling uncomfortable, Rich?
Don't defend them, Tom. They don't deserve it.
I'm not defending anything. I'm pointing out the inconsistencies in your argument. There we go. Took you long enough, Tiana. I thought you were a hard worker.
Well, she's resourceful. She used a vine instead of looking for actual rope.
I kind of would have liked if Tiana stayed human, but they had to, like, go into the bayou or something, like they were being pursued by the Shadow Man.
That would actually really, really work well.
Definitely.
It would make the things like the alligators honestly more scary, because I can understand how a frog gets away from an alligator. But, like, an adult, that's more terrifying. I mean, it's harder for a human to run through the bayou, run through the swamp, and all that crap. But a frog just jumps away. Easy peasy. There's no drama left.
You remember the finale of The Rescuers Down Under with all the crocodiles and whatnot? That shit was scary. Oh boy.
How was that twig properly tuned the first time?
Disney magic. That's all it is, mate. That's all it ever is.
I mean, the talking alligator and the trumpet surviving all that, yeah, sure, I get it. But how was the web perfectly tuned?
Again, Disney magic. Don't question it.
Also, part of me is looking at this and thinking, how the hell is the alligator... Oh, we are on ground. I thought we were in... Wait a minute. We were in the middle of the water. When did that change?
Treading water.
But he's on ground now.
Richie, you're being pedantic again, mate. Do I have to get the hose? This made me laugh out loud the first time I got it.
Here's the thing. 99% of my communication through Tom is via audio alone. So from henceforth, anytime Tom makes a shitty pun, I'm just going to picture alligator face.
Okay.
I just made life better for myself.
Are you then going to throw him off the edge of the boat and just rapid fire as many guns as possible at him?
Oh man.
I've already thrown him off the boat.
Yeah. Should have happened many a time, but Max is too good of a person. Anywho, this is Lewis, the crocodile. He is a crocodile who likes to play jazz for some reason. Don't ask me where he picked it up. Don't ask me how he learned it. The film is not concerned with these little tidbits.
He was born that way.
Oh, we're talking about Juju now.
Okay, so when he did that, he looked like the one witch chick from Sword in the Stone.
Madam Mim.
Yes.
I was thinking the same thing, yeah.
Okay, good. Alright. That was weird.
We haven't actually covered Sword in the Stone, the Disneython yet.
Oh, but you jumped on Mary Poppins as soon as you possibly could.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens to that.
That was my fault.
Yeah, that may end up getting replaced because it's far too long.
Yes, it is. It's a wonderful film, but...
Question, do you even need anyone other than Richie to do Sword in the Stone? Do you even need the movie, really? You just say, Richie, Sword in the Stone, go!
Yeah.
And then half an hour and a half later, it's like, well, that was fun.
It's like, what am I even syncing this up to? Oh, just a picture of Richie, really?
Just put the movie poster. Done.
Well, the song's okay, I guess. You'll be hearing that a lot throughout the rest of the movie. I think it's blown its load so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good song. And I think, I came back to it not that long ago. Maybe a couple of years ago. But it's been many, many more years since I last watched Princess and the Frog. And I appreciated them a lot more coming back to them and hearing them separate to the film itself. So I think it's just it's because they end up being in this weaker part of the film where everything's a bit more sluggish and doesn't feel quite so polished, that I think they come across as being weaker than they actually are as songs.
I don't really like this song all that much. This is probably my least favorite, actually, because I know you guys are saying that the movie's pretty much done with its good songs, but there's still one more coming up that I really like. Just out of its stylized choice, and I'm surprised Tom doesn't like it, considering how much he likes Hercules. So,
I think I know what you're talking about, and I may have to put that back into the good pile. I've honestly forgotten most of the movie at this point.
yeah. This movie definitely, its setup is its best part. It is a great setup for jokes, but once it gets to the point that, all right, now they're frogs, what are the shenanigans? It's like, oh, that's it. They're just singing about how they hate being frogs. I mean, cool. I understand, but
yeah. What other Disney movies have like really strong first acts and then kind of like go downhill from the second onwards? Can we think of any?
Well, I mean, Brother Bear would be an example of having a strong first part and then going downhill afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you would say it had a really strong setup is a different matter, but it does have a stronger start than it does the rest of the film.
Yeah, I would say the same with Meet the Robinson.
Yes.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Kid going to the future, meeting in, like, just future family, and then it's like, yeah. Then once everyone's been introduced, it's like, oh.
Yeah, when Richie and I covered that, we actually kind of got bored in the middle of the movie.
And then, again, more just that it does drop, but it still stays good as Emperor's New Groove 2.
Yep.
Cause here's the thing, it still stays really good, cause that diner scene, the entirety of the diner is fucking gold.
Yep. Oh, it's draining. You gotta get some more blood. Kinda creepy if you actually think about it for more than 5 seconds.
Yeah. That Disney spells and their time limits, I mean, you could basically just put a night filter and have a clock dinging midnight, and this scene would still make sense. See, there's every clock chime is a new transformation thing.
It's actually funny that you referenced Cinderella, because Tiana's dress at the party, the one that Charlotte gives her, actually reminded me of that.
Oh, the blue shimmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, that's a real country? Fuck yes, I'm down.
Who even cares if it is real? I mean, who cares if it's about to get wiped out in war? I mean, it's 1912. There's lots of countries in Europe at that time. Oh, no, wait, there was actually less, wasn't there? Because they were just all empires then, huh? Fucking Austria-Hungary.
You're asking the wrong commentator for smarts here, right?
Well, I was just asking about Europe, so I was hoping that would help you guys, but then I forgot! You guys aren't part of Europe anymore, are you?
Well, we are part of Europe. We are not part... Well, we're still part of the EU, but in a couple of years' time, we are not going to be part of the EU, because Brexit...
So what you're saying is the entire fucking island is going to the moon?
Yeah, basically. Either that or meteors, headed for us. That'd be nice. Oh, the instinct's kicking in. I've just got to eat bugs. I don't know what. I'm getting the Timon and Pumbaa treatment right here.
See, this is what I honestly expected, the entirety of the second act to be, was, this stuff. Just frog-nanigans. But the whole When We're Human song is, It's like, yeah, I get it, you don't like being frogs, but everyone wants you to be frogs, okay? Because it's Disney fun time. Yeah, you should really not kiss frogs. I mean, not because of wars, but just because...
Is that even a thing? That frogs and toads, I guess, cause wars? Or is that just an old fishwife's tale?
It's old. The only reptile thing is turtles and salmonella. That is a thing.
Okay.
But that's more just, you really shouldn't be handling small animals and then food without washing your hands in between regardless.
Yeah, really, if you get warts after that, it's kind of your fault.
Well, I mean, also, why would you want to kiss something that's so slimy? I mean, I can understand wanting to put...
People really, really dig their pets. Some ladies will spend $500 to get their goldfish surgery, Kay?
Well, that's true, and I do remember seeing that in the news the other day, which I can't believe was a thing.
Good old Jim Cummings. Nary a Disney movie goes by where he does not have a role.
Now with 20% more inbreeding.
Yeah, and 50% more Cajun. This is Ray. He's a firefly.
What? I'm so confused.
I'm lost. I'm white and I'm lost.
I mean, all this is making me think of is... I like big butts and I cannot lie, you other brothers can't deny when a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist and nothing in your face you get.
I can't stop him. Oh, Richard.
No. It's modern poetry. That's why he just adores it.
It's also because...
Please, Richie! Tell us how fucking... What's the rhythm rhyming scheme of Sir Mix-a-Lot? And how it compares to the poets of old.
That would require a little bit of seeing what the meter is and the line length and all that jazz.
God.
So I won't actually be able to do it right now.
I could tell you what the meter is. The meter is big butts.
What the fuck even is this commentary anymore? Give us something to work with the Princess and the Frog trademark.
Hey, we gotta get our redneck jokes in.
Well, of course, you're dealing with the South. Surely redneck jokes are appropriate.
The thing is, though, like every stereotype, there is some, like, truth hidden in all the ignorance, and there are some people who are like that, and they're not bad people. It's just that some people who harness that stereotype are dumb, so it sticks.
That's one thing I will give Disney credit for was, everyone wants to talk about, oh man, include a black princess, how brave of them. But, you included a redneck white trash character, and you made him a good guy. Good for you, Disney.
Thank God the black character wasn't like that. Jesus Christ.
Just the drama.
Yeah.
Bugs playing with bugs.
Oh, I think I like this song, actually. It's coming back to me.
Holy shit, I forgot this song even existed.
Yeah. Like, Princess and the Frog doesn't have really any songs that you would classify as being bad. They're all actually decent songs. It's just that they come in this section of the movie where most people stop paying full attention and stop really giving a crap. And therefore, it just gets lost.
The imagery around this part of the movie, like, not when they first become frogs, this bit right here, when they're deep in the bayou, is pretty great, though.
Yeah. I mean, I think there are a lot of good things about The Princess and the Frog, which, I mean, I'm enjoying it more on a rewatch with you guys than I was when I initially watched it. And I think that's because you start to pick things out that you didn't notice before, and it makes you appreciate things a little bit more.
It's a layered film, really.
Yeah, but I think the problem that it has is that its layers aren't quite as obvious as they needed to be able to be fully enjoyable on a first watch.
I can't believe Ray dying came back to life just then.
I can probably imagine why I forgot that I'm not a big country music fan. I despise the genre. Not saying it's all bad, I just hate the genre.
So, first example of underworld shenanigans since Hercules, I believe.
So Disney, what you're trying to tell me is, hell is a real place, and I am going there.
Oh yeah, you, definitely. Me, possibly. That's it? That's all he wants? New Orleans?
Why would you even want it? It's all gonna be underwater soon.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's not even that bad, because it is literally geographically in a bowl. I could be referencing any multitude of floods that the city experiences, like, schedulally, alright?
Okay, I'll let you off the hook.
Yeah, I mean, it is basically eternally screwed, and, I mean, obviously the big one that everyone remembers is Hurricane Katrina. Obviously that completely obliterated, well, it didn't completely obliterate New Orleans, but it caused major damage.
And honestly, the big problem with that was just how the people handled it. The flood itself it would have just been just another natural thing that happened, but...
What, did they neglect to, reinforce the flood
There was a
barriers or something?
lot. Things were neglected before the flood, then things were neglected during the flood, then as people were in trouble after the flood, even more things were neglected, and it just became a huge it was more a human error catastrophe than a natural one.
Okay.
Take that in your Disney commentary and shove it.
Song's over now, see ya.
See y'all next Sunday at church. No, so my roommate, he's from Georgia, and he spent his entire life trying to lose his Southern accent, but it's super hilarious whenever he talks to his mom, because he goes straight back to Southern accent,
that's
and
cute.
I just make fun of him all the damn time.
I don't know, I kinda like the Southern accent.
It's okay.
Well, I mean, it brings up the interesting thing of people and their accents, because obviously some people manage to lose them, and some people certainly don't. I mean, there was someone I knew at university who, speaking to her normally, couldn't tell she had an accent. Second she got drunk, full-on broad Scottish.
Oh, dang. I know, two famous people that, speaking-wise, have Southern accents, or at least had them and lost them. I know, Stephen Colbert. Is from South Carolina. Actually worked to lose his accent, but he can still pull it back. And Zach Galifianakis, I think also from South Carolina.
Oh god, I forgot about the Three Stooges there entirely, to be honest.
Is this necessary? Couldn't you just kept the villains gators? Oh god, he doesn't have fingers. Let me guess. Let me guess why. It's gonna involve either a gun, the 4th of July, or, probably just lost it to a gator.
Or, it could have been from any one of the number of very sharp pieces of equipment he had on his back.
Yeah, that's the thing though, we already had villains in the form of the Shadow Man. Couldn't one of his shadows that he summoned from the depths of hell, or that's on loan to him, I guess, in the depths of hell, have, found Tiana and Naveen and chased them through the swamp?
Know what would have been cooler? If the Hoodoo Dolls went after them.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because they're about the same size. And that way you can market the Hoodoo Dolls to children's in the Disney store. Ha!
Why did they not think of this?
Because I wasn't working there.
Yeah,
it's true.
They didn't hire Hellfire Commentaries, that's why.
I mean, look at these characters. You can't market toys and merchandise off these kids. You can't put these guys on a shirt and sell it.
They're not, ugly cute. They're just ugly. Sorry, I love that little bit of Dio action though.
I'm a sucker for instant knife swarm attacks. Even before JoJo.
Oh, I liked it before it was JoJo.
Oh, no.
What's your favourite Jim Cummings role, Maxo? Curious.
I always keep forgetting which ones are Jim Cummings anyway, so I'm gonna have to Google that real quick. Get back to me later.
Okay, what about you, Rich?
Why do you do this to me, Tom? Because I'm also he's done so many bloody voices. Probably Pooh Bear and Tigger. Probably my favourites.
He's Optimus Prime, right?
He must have been in one role or another.
Because if he's Winnie the Pooh, I remember that he calls sick kids and does both voice or something like that.
You might be thinking of Peter Cullen.
That's the thing. I get them all super duper confused.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so here's a funny thing. He's Fuzzy Lumpkin's the Powerpuff Girls. If we want to include more,
yeah,
Southern redneck characters. Wow. Let's see what else we got here. Clamp down. The Penguins of Madagascar, ridiculously deep voice. Well, thank you for that description.
Accurate, I guess.
The only thing I'm seeing here is probably just Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, Pooh's pretty high on that.
The Legend of Korra, deep voice narrator.
There you go.
Thank you. I too enjoyed that character.
Of course, he also voices Pete.
He is Pete. And Julius, but that's because Julius is just a recolor.
Basically.
Also Ed in Lion King.
Yeah, the laughing hyena, for those of you who don't know. My favourite, just to get us back on track with the movie, is probably his Robotnik from Siam.
Ah.
I'll go with Ed.
Cool.
I will go with Pooh Bear.
Okay. You miss nothing of value in the hillbilly hijinks here, by the way.
I mean, all you need to know is that they included a dude with a... What's this even pronounced? Because I remember his hand, like, that's a condition. It's called ectodactyly.
Damn. Sounds like a dinosaur.
It literally just means split hand, or cleft hand, but derogatorily referred to as lobster claws.
Nice. The clamps!
Literally the clamps. in human form.
There you go. Can we get to Mama Odie's yet? I'm dying to see some colour. And not a gator's ass. That would be nice.
I mean, I'm also waiting for the film to get slightly good again.
Oh, damn. Richie with the fucking burn.
Dang.
Well, I'm sorry that there is no way of getting away from the fact that this is the dull bit of The Princess and the Frog.
When do we get on the dope-ass Disney train to get to the fun fucking part of the game?
Classic.
Dude, I can't believe I showed that to my friends, and they had no idea. It's like, dude, this stuff is from like 10 years ago. They're talking about Kingdom Hearts 2. That's how you know it's ancient.
Oh, here we go. She may be a frog, but she retains her godlike cooking skills.
That's her real talent.
Also, what she really needed right now was a fairy godmother to turn the pumpkin into a golden carriage to carry her away to the ball.
But what's she gonna do at the ball?
It's true. Because she's just escaped from a ball because she's a frog. Well, at least if she can cook, it'll be fine.
Come on, Naveen, put your back into it.
Funny thing, so, same roommate, the southern one.
Uh-huh.
I pretty much had to teach him how to cook. He had never cooked anything in his life. Like, over the course of the year, hamburger helper was his first meal.
Mm-hmm.
And so teaching him to chop vegetables and everything, that was a goddamn ordeal.
Well, if it's bagged up and in the freezer, I can put it in the oven and cook it just fine.
That was his deal.
Oh, you're talking about, like, from scratch?
Oh yeah, like, actually making food.
Damn, man. I've always liked the idea of cooking, but when it got down to it, I just never had the right ingredients and whatnot.
It's tough. But the thing is that, I mean, a lot of people are sort of in this mindset nowadays that's like, only the freshest, only the best is how you make real food. But what people don't realize is that most of the classics that, like, survive to this day originate from poverty. They originate from people who made food with what they had.
Yep.
And so, like, today, when people are in this mindset that you can only make good food with good ingredients, it's like, no. You make it with what you have, and then you just find the best ways to use everything.
I forget what the name of the dish was, and I honestly forget which Asian nationality it was, but there was this one dish where all the peasants got together and then basically created a layered dish of, like, lettuce or, like, cabbage and, like, shrimp and, like, chicken, etc., etc. They served it to the king and it became a national, like, delicacy.
Yeah, I mean, gumbo, like I said, gumbo, ratatouille, these are dishes made... French toast literally comes from, we don't want to waste all this leftover bread.
Well, I mean, pancakes. That's another one where, like, people just grabbed whatever was in the cupboards and shoved it all into a dish, and pancakes were the results, and it's stuck with us ever since, and that's why we have Pancake Day. I
think one of the one that most people don't realize comes from poverty is chicken wings.
Ah.
Chicken wings originate from... comes from Southern slavery, where the main dish was the body of the chicken, and the wings were considered leftover, so they were used to feed slaves, and so originated chicken wings as a cuisine. I am super against the idea and the philosophy that only quality ingredients, like, it helps.
Yeah.
You know, but...
For sure.
That it's not the essence of good food.
Good life lesson for you there, kids. Go with the leftovers, you'll never be left wanting. Alright, we gotta have some, like, requisite romantic scenes right here.
So, did he mention the star's name yet?
Evangeline, I think.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if he, like, said it in the movie yet, because that's actually one of my... It's a joke to me for this movie, is that, so Evangeline refers to the morning star.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the morning star isn't a star. The morning star is Venus. So his love star isn't even a star. It's a planet!
I think that's a double-layered joke right there. And, yeah, Ray's name actually comes from the blind pianist Ray Charles.
That's great. It's good. It's good.
Random aside, if you've ever seen the Jamie Foxx biopic, Ray, it's pretty damn good.
It is a good movie.
Nope, not yet. It's not the end of the film.
Remember, don't need no man, just need money.
Get it done. You do you.
Get it right or get it tight.
Aw, poor Naveen.
Yeah.
Poor spoiled, swept up by a shadow creature of the damned Naveen.
Why didn't you send them earlier?
I mean, it certainly would have solved, well, it would have cut away all that really crappy bit of the film.
Oh yeah, oh Jesus, here's some good juju. One of the best characters in the film here, Madame Odie, voiced by Jennifer Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good. I like this.
Keep an eye out around Mama Odie's house to see a lot of different kind of like voodoo ingredients and a strawberry for some reason.
Again, like I said, most white voodoo practitioners, they're essentially apothecaries. Kissing frogs, kissing snakes.
They're all reptiles. Reptiles scum. Well, frogs are amphibians, so. Ha 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 ha! Double jump! Oh my god, look at that fucking coloured glass. Such a grandma thing to do.
Yo, what's okay? Oh, sorry, that was perfect.
Yeah, such a universal thing. Just having a quick nap. Power nap.
Quick, hold a mirror up to Grandma's face.
That's pretty funny.
No, that's my sister.
What, are you making gumbo or lava?
Same thing, really. The snake's name is Juju.
I believe they had like the same animator, both for Mama Odie and the snake, if I'm looking at like Wikipedia correctly.
I'm surprised that they didn't have the same dude also do the voodoo guy. Because, I mean, his movements were pretty snake and liquid as well.
True, true.
Also, I feel now is the perfect time to say that Juju the snake is voiced by D. Bradley Baker.
Of course he is. Because if it's an animal that's just going to grunt and make noises, then...
Just speaking of Dr. Facilier, done by supervising animator Bruce W. Smith, referred to the character as the love child of his two favourite Disney villains, Captain Hook from Peter Pan and Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians.
Why would Captain Hook be anyone's favourite villain?
I don't know, he's a camp charm to him.
I guess, yeah. That is pretty much the key to a good Disney villain, is honestly campness.
Anyway, amazing song!
Yeah, this is one of my favourites, at least from this portion of the film.
See, I told you that the movie wasn't done just yet. This one is great.
I think it was actually Hercules that inflamed the love of, like, gospel music within me. Like, I'm not a devout lover of the genre, but I love feel-good music, and gospel falls under that.
It's literally, it's his entire purpose. But that's what I mentioned, is like, I'm surprised you forgot this song, considering, like, that's all Hercules did. It's like, what if we had a Greek myth, but we use gospel music.
I think it works, no matter what anyone criticizes it for, no matter what they say about it. I feel it works because it's, it's shorthand for religion, even if it's not representing the right religion.
Well, I mean, the thing is that it works is the important thing, and it captures the right mood. I mean, obviously we have no idea what ancient Greek music was like, so it could have been anything.
The movie would have definitely been boring. It would have been hitting rocks, using their copper pots and shit.
Indeed. So, bit of gospel is all good by me.
Also, I like how the message of the movie is essentially getting, like, an addendum revision with this song. Because it seems like for most of the movie, the message that they're trying to say, it's like, you need love. You gotta have love. It doesn't matter if you're a hardworking girl, you're getting your shit done, you have your life under control. No. It means literally nothing unless you got you a man. But now Mama Odie is kind of focusing more that's not quite what we're all trying to tell you. We're just saying you need the balance of love in your life with that success.
Yeah, that's basically what I referred to near the beginning of the film, yeah.
But even then, I still feels like, but she can at least, get her dream going first, because once she's got that, then it'll be way easier to get a man.
Look at this shit! Oh my god, color overload, I fucking love it.
Why don't you people love this movie as much as we do? What is wrong with you? There you go! Go, girl! Go get it!
I love this. The flamingo's like, go fuck yourself, you fucking dick.
I like how she says, like, well, if you're set on it, it's like, well, why the fuck not?
Yeah, we are human. We're not naturally frogs. Ah, white trash. Good stuff.
Yes, the key to this entire mystery is white women. I knew it! I knew it! It was right in front of us the whole time.
Sorry, I don't mean to be that blunt. I mean, for a nice character as well. You can still be trash, but pleasant. Look at me.
Oh.
Yeah, successfully turned it around.
There we go.
That's the Anton way. Oh, it always goes back to midnight.
Well, of course. I mean, it's mostly a fairy tale. Time limits are all the rage in fairy tales.
And it's always gotta be midnight. Can never be like, if I ever make a movie, I'm just gonna have the deadline be 4:23 p.m. Why? Because why does it need to be midnight? That's just so fucking arbitrary.
It's always midnight somewhere. You're referring to this country's midnight? This hemisphere's?
It's very true.
And then the movie throws in the worst twist where it's like, ha, it's daylight savings. Go fuck yourself.
I want that to happen in a future Disney movie. That would be amazing.
I don't think it'll ever happen in a Disney movie, but there should certainly be a movie somewhere that makes it happen.
Oh, he's going to get his chance to sing. To sing and play the trumpet. What an odd character trait for a crocodile to have.
I'm not even going to question whether crocodiles have lips. It's something I really don't care to know.
Guys, he's an alligator.
Oh, is he now?
Okay.
Well, that is what it says on Wikipedia. Whether that is true or not is a different matter, but...
Do alligators have lips, then?
I don't know that information. Give me a second, I'll Google.
I can't believe we're Googling whether alligators have lips. What the fuck? Oh, so the fucking red case is like a walnut.
You know what? I'm so glad that we went through this line of questioning and we have not mentioned a dead meme, because it's a dead meme from a dead site.
It's not coming to me, so it must have stayed dead. Oh, he thinks he's moving on in on his woman.
The meme in question involves a reptilian with larger lips than usual.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but thankfully, dead meme, dead site, and we never have to worry about them ever again.
No, it's coming back to me now. It's going to come back to life like when you remember Maleficent. It's like,
Ugh. Wait, is that really all you need to bring her back to life? Is just someone has to remember her?
Well, that's how it worked in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Although, thankfully, considering the film Maleficent is really forgettable, it shouldn't be too difficult to forget her in the grand scheme of things for the next time.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Maleficent.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus, not again!
Now we're talking about live-action Maleficent.
Oh, God, now I double remember it.
So does that mean she has, 3 fairy godmothers?
That's pretty funny.
What you guys don't realize is that Princess Frog and Bug's Life take place in the same universe.
Oh, man. The Disney Cinematic Universe. I want that shit. Well, I mean, Pixar has a shared universe.
Yeah, they do. If the internet... it will not let me forget that it does.
Yeah, and Wall-E heavily implies that everyone's fucking dead. They all die.
Good! Death awaits you all.
What a lovely, lovely moral.
Where will all your sweet internet memes be on your deathbed?
Oh, Wally's clearing it up. He's putting in a shit pile. That's a movie that kind of goes downhill after the first act as well. But that's more of a subjective kind of thing, because I still like the space station aspect. It's just that the first part is so uncharacteristically Disney and bleak. It's just really nice. Oh, he's putting in the moves. Game activated.
Uh-huh.
Don't blow it. Don't blow it. You're blowing it. Pronoun.
Oh, mentioned her dead dad. There goes the romance. The balloon is literally letting out air.
Well, since the moment's dead, I might as well say, I can't see anything on Wikipedia saying that alligators have lips.
Okay, before we moved past that.
Thank God.
Oh, poor Naveen. He just got frog zoned.
You've only known her for a week, but she taught me how to cook.
Well, that's 5 years in frog.
Good point well made.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure it's been less than a week. It's probably just been a few days.
It's a detriment to the movie that there isn't a clock and a calendar on screen at all times, so we can keep track of things in real time.
Why are Disney movies like Japanese TV, where there's just a superimposed clock in the corner at all times?
I always thought that was kind of weird.
I appreciate it.
This fucking star thing is also very Disney, because you remember in Pinocchio, Wish Upon a Star, and so on and so forth.
But that's the reason why none of their wishes are coming true. That's why Tiana didn't, become a princess. And that's why it's not working right now. It's because they're not even wishing on a star. They're wishing on Venus!
You know what they say, born under Venus, look for no wishes getting fucking granted.
She has to let them know well in advance because their cars are powered by cranks at this point in time.
Powered by the help, you mean?
Oh.
Oh. Whoa, okay. It'd be so easy to make heartless versions of these guys. It's gotta be a shoe-in for, the next saga of Kingdom Hearts.
Well, I mean, it may stand a chance of getting into Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know. But, it'd be cool if it was in Kingdom Hearts 3. But if not, it'd be great to see it in the second saga.
Why not just blend up the frog, and that way it's all blood, and then you just, keep a water bottle of Navi blood?
Well, it will run out eventually, because it consumes the blood, and, blood replenishes itself, I think. I don't know, you're the...
Okay, so you need to keep him alive, so that... Okay, I get you.
Well, yeah, because at least if you keep him alive, then it's just a little drop of blood every so often. Whereas if you blended him up, then you've got to try and keep that blood all alive.
Ah, Triton!
I get it, it's a cameo. Or is it a reference? Or is it a callback?
Or isn't it an illusion?
Oh, God, no. So what is Mardi Gras exactly?
So Mardi Gras is the beginning of Lent. Because Mardi Gras literally translates to Fat Tuesday. It's the day you're supposed to indulge in everything before you go several weeks of nothing.
For me, every day is Fat Tuesday.
No, it's supposed to be the day that, like, you know, before you give up certain foods, because Lent is supposed to be a time of fasting. So, you know, some people will, like, fast food. But, so, you know, Fat Tuesday is your stock-up day, you know, your eat day, your drink to your fill day. Because then after that, you gotta make it through Lent all the way until Easter before you can do it again. And so it's just sort of translated to nowadays in New Orleans as just a party day in February or March. I forget where it is. It always feels like Easter seems to, like, move around.
Well, Easter does move around. I mean, for the next 3 years... Well, for the next 2 years, it's definitely in February. Also, having actually just Wikipedia'd it, so Mardi Gras is also Shrove Tuesday, which is something that British people will recognise more, because Shrove Tuesday is Pancake Day.
Yeah, so it's literally just supposed to be your indulgence day before Lent, but in New Orleans, it's just a fun party day where college-age people can get drunk, flash, and get beads. Because that's how the beads work, guys. You gotta show them teddies.
Oh, he thinks Naveen has turned back into a human.
It's that classic Disney misunderstanding. It would be nice if people actually talked about this shit beforehand instead of just jumping to a conclusion, thus causing a film plot.
Looking at you, fucking High School Musical.
Yeah, but they're literally high schoolers, so it kind of makes more sense, because high schoolers are all functioning retards. But, I mean, adults, like, come on, guys.
Well, I mean, they're not fully adults, because, I mean, Tiana's, like, 19. I mean, Naveen's 24. So, bit of an age gap, but it's fine.
I mean, it's no Pocahontas, but...
yeah.
Well, they aged her up for the Disney movie, so...
No, I like to imagine that she's still 14.
Oh.
She's just got the body.
Fucking 10,000-year-old dragons. Native American dragons. Alright. Chase scene featuring Keith David, I can dig it.
That's kind of cool too, like using other people's shadows. They could have made this way darker, way scarier, but I know they wouldn't because they're Disney, but they could have.
Oh my god, they could have had zombies coming out.
Yes! So, you reminded me of a Tony Hawk's Underground 2, because they have a New Orleans level, and it's the best level in the game, because then you can play as the dude on, like, the four-wheeler tricycle.
Uh-huh.
I love Tony Hawk Underground 2.
It's pretty good. He'll do it. He's going supernova. Oh.
That bioluminescence. Squish. Just squish. Just do it. There you go.
God damn. It's such a kind of casual kind of death because what is Ray? He's just a firefly. Like, Basilia wouldn't think anything like, oh, he's sentient, he's deliberately trying to foil my plans. He just squishes him and moves on.
Just a bug. There you go. All done. Congrats, I've turned you into a flapper.
It's an illusion, Tiana. Don't believe it. Believe it.
But it's such a sweet, beautiful lie. Can't I just avert my eyes from the truth?
Ah, Naveen. That's not
like,
fair.
Not even, no. That's hella no.
Don't know why I'm bothering to pretend to drink something. It's obviously not real.
Well, yeah, but he's got to keep up the illusion.
For you see, Tiana, the Arcana reveals everything. Once man consumed the fruit of knowledge, he sealed his fate.
You're referencing some weeb shit right here, Maxi.
Oh, straight up. You don't even know. Although you might know, because I did show you what Robin Hood's gonna look like in Persona 5.
And again, that shit's dope.
I mean, I have to say, considering we're dealing with Dr. Facilier, I mean, he knows that the Shadow is the true self.
He knows! Richie knows!
I only know a bit of Persona, but I am totally down with it.
Oh no. Don't play the daddy card.
He's playing the daddy card.
Now that's a daddy. You don't really see many, like, at least in Disney, super-duper positive portrayals of fathers. They usually end up dying.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, he did too, but no, what I like is that they show the work of being a father. Like, it's not just, I love you, princess, here's your new pony, oh, you're a good father. It's like, no, there's more to it. There's, the hours of work, the late nights, the sacrifices to make for your children. Not just a, here's your pony, I know you wanted it so badly, darling.
I mean, also, I think this is probably one of the few Disney films where we get to see the hero's parents living a happy life together.
Oh no, I can't comprehend love. I only comprehend juju and shadows and whatnot.
I only comprehend the afterlife.
Oh, and look how happy he is. Psych, he was still a frog.
Ew.
Bye-bye.
It's like, they keep referencing that it's mucusy, but they never, used the mucus or, showed the mucus.
I think this probably classifies as one of the most terrifying Disney villain deaths ever.
Oh yeah.
This classifies as a bad trip.
This is why you shouldn't make deals with the underworld, honestly. Well, here's my zombie thing that I was talking about. Even if just slightly.
To make deals with the devil, or, I guess in this case, he made a deal with Aloha, which, those are the under... They're like intermediate gods, essentially. I think the one that he is, I'm trying to remember what his name is, because there's, lots of different ones. It's Papa something. Shoot. You guys talk about things, and I'll get back to you.
Dude, that was brutal, because he didn't even really die. He just got taken away somewhere, and then you see his tombstone.
Yeah, which is... it's just creepy.
Here we go. Papa Legba.
Ah.
Is the Loa who serves as the intermediary between the Loa and humanity. Yeah, when you see a lot of that voodoo thing, his fashion is sort of based off depictions of Papa Legba, because it's sort of the top hat, the cane, the open suit, the skull face. All those depictions are meant to reference Papa Legba, or there's also Papa Loco.
Yeah, this is time sensitive, Charlotte. You're gonna have to kiss me now.
But remember, I'm only marrying you for the money. It's the most realistic marriage.
Oh, wow. Now I'm sad.
We're not marrying for love or anything. This is just about citizenship.
It's like, fine, for the money. It's for the money.
Yes, do it.
Oh, they still found a way to make it classic Disney.
Well, of course.
No, Tiana, get you money. Don't need no man. Strong, independent lady.
Who don't need no frog.
Don't need no man.
Oh, she did the leg lift up.
Yeah, let me be straight here. It's fine to include this aspect. I'm fine with stereotypes and like cliches and whatnot, because at the end of the day, she still is the same hard-working person. That doesn't go away. She doesn't hire like other servants to do the work for her, so it's all good.
Yeah, that is true. She just realized that she needs love in her life. But like I said, it's like the issue here is that she had love. She still has her mom. She still has her friend and stuff. Why does Disney had yet to really pick up on that whole, it doesn't have to be that monogamous, like, marriage love.
Yeah, well, what you're describing is platonic love.
I mean, I think that the thing is that it wasn't really until Frozen that whole idea of not needing a romantic love kind of became a thing.
Excuse you? Excuse you? Excuse you?
I'm saying in terms of the princess films more specifically, because obviously you've got Lilo and Stitch, which is entirely about platonic love. But I'm just saying that in terms of the princess films, Frozen was the first time they got a female director in. So it was the first time that I think they really started to pay attention to, well, entirely pay attention to that side of things.
Okay, there you go. As I was gonna say, like, don't you dare go on that it's like first Disney movie about not romantic. I was like, excuse you. You want to go back? Let's go back.
I think we're gonna have to get you in for Frozen, Maxie, because this is sounding pretty juicy right now. Also, Ray looked remarkably unsquished for someone who was squished.
I know, but he's still dead.
What you don't get is that the alligator is a skilled surgeon. He did the best he could.
Wow. Just like fucking embalmed him and everything while he was still alive.
All that trumpet playing improved his dexterity, but it didn't really help with his medical science.
He played the Song of Healing on the trumpet.
Oh.
Guys, this is meant to be a sad, heartbreaking moment.
No.
Yeah, it's never going to happen, is it?
That's not how my empathy works.
Like, Ray was an alright character for someone who was essentially comic relief. At least he had a good song or two.
Yeah.
Shame you fell in love with a planet.
Yeah.
Don't we all at one point or another, Maxie? Don't we all?
Ray and the real girls.
Or is he ascending?
He's ascending to go live with his Evangeline.
To go live with Venus.
Yeah.
Funny thing too, the Morning Star is also associated with the Lightbringer, aka Lucifer. So, there you go.
Also, I'm pretty sure, isn't that set up for the stars, the same one as in Peter Pan?
It might be.
Because there's that whole second star to the right, yeah.
Alright, left. See, I wouldn't make it to Neverland because I don't know the fucking directions. I'd get lost.
He'd die on the way to Neverland, how ironic.
Possums. Frog and Frog.
And merchandising in 3, 2, 1, now.
So, okay, there has to be a name for this, like the whole Disney water effecty thing, because it always looks the same every time they use it in every Disney movie, and it looks great. Because they also did this too with the Doctor's song, the whole watery effect, the water splashing stuff. So I mean, they also just show say magic, whatever.
Sacred War, let's call it that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to remember what the other Disney movies they use it, because it's in a lot of them. It always looks the goddamn same. I know they used it in Atlantis, because they made the magma work the same way.
I like a dress, how it's kind of like all flowery and whatnot.
Well, of course, because it has to be froggy, because they've just turned back from being frogs.
Yes, thank you, Richie.
But what about that time limit? I don't know, this contract seems pretty sketchy at best. If
No,
entire clauses
Mama
can just be
Odie
cut
bent
out.
the rules, okay? She had a word downstairs, it's all good.
Well, I mean, and also, you know, the whole thing that had turned him into a frog was broken, so I suppose the contract was kind of broken as well.
Ah, I gotcha. Mama Odie put a word in with the Loa.
I don't think the movie needed to end with like a marriage, romance and whatnot, but...
Yeah, like an actual another wedding for like a people wedding.
As opposed to like frog weddings, whatever. Okay, this is my favorite song in the movie, the reprise of like Down in New Orleans, and what's more effective than alligator fucking interrogations, whatever. Alright, in 10 words or less, The Princess and the Frog, Maxie, what's your opinion?
It's a good movie. I like it. You people need to like it more.
Richie?
Decent film, weak, middle, some great songs. I like it.
Okay. An enjoyable slice of classic Disney, pacing issues, but nice.
Good character.
Yeah, Tiana's great. Naveen's pretty enjoyable. The musical style is great. I'm not sure about all the songs, but the style, like the New Orleans stuff, is amazing. And it's a first for Disney, I guess. This is a bit weird, this scene, but whatever, it's the end of the movie, I'd have to think about it for long. It's kind of sad that there weren't really any more animated features after this. I wish it had done better. Was it a product of, like, underlying racism? Who knows? And frankly, I don't really care. It was enjoyable for what it was, but we're done now, so we'll leave you to enjoy the credits. Bye-bye for now, and we'll see you next time for another Disneython 2 movie. Bye-bye.